the hero of this story.
Right.
And that is the neighbor of one of the suspects.
Charles Ramsey is the hero. He's seen as a hero around the world. He is the person who rescued Amanda Berry yesterday. The man, you've been seeing him on TV for the last 12 hours. Charles, got any sleep in the last, I don't know, a couple hours, you told us?
Man, yeah, about two.
About two.
About two, just because you want to go to sleep because in your heart you know you've done a good deed, but since those kids were next door to me, it's hard to sleep.
Sure. You've told this story a million times. I'm going to start it. By now the world knows you were coming back from McDonald's. Mm-hmm. You were eating your Big Mac, and you heard screams. What'd you do at that point?
This girl, her scream was so loud, children stopped playing. That's what made me look outside. That's how loud her scream was. So you figured a tree fell on her or something. And I went outside and I looked, and she was just kicking the door, and I look and I know there's no woman that's supposed to my knowledge, that lives next door. And like I said on the interview last night, I said, well, that ain't right. That's a white girl. There's no white family that lives here. Mm-hmm. So maybe it was his girlfriend. So I did what I had to do. She said, help me out. I want to get out of here. So that's why I said I thought it was a domestic dispute. And keep in mind, I know Ariel. I didn't know Ariel had a girlfriend. That's why I couldn't understand how you got in the house in the first place. Wouldn't he bring you here? You know what I mean? So I opened the door, naturally, as you can see on the news, and it wouldn't, bro. He had a lock on there, and you couldn't open that. And the police had to, when they got there, they finally, got it ajar. And Amanda says, it's two more girls up there. And I looked at her, and I looked at the cop that was in the middle of the street, and he said, it's what? And she said, yeah, I'm not the only one. Mm. And they went up there, and about, 15, 20 seconds, they were coming out with Gina and that other girl. And I said, oh, my God.
Charles, you've done so much, and we are all grateful for the fact that you were there then and that you were able to help them. As you go through this, a lot of people were wondering how the community didn't know. Were the windows boarded up? Had you not heard anything in that house?
All I would hear was salsa music. That's all he played, naturally. One day, I was playing my music, obviously too loud. He came to my house and told me, turn my music down because I'm disturbing him. At this time, he was a bus driver. I understood that. He had to get up in the morning to go drive the bus. Then, when that came about yesterday, it had nothing to do with you getting some sleep. That's why I was bothering you. And why I had to turn my music down. How can I be disturbing you? What are you doing in there? You weren't reading the Bible.
I see, but you knew him. You told you had barbecues with him. You listened to salsa.
My next door neighbor, just like you lived there. Yeah. I would come out in the morning. If the mail is in the wrong place, I grab it and give it to you. Same thing.
When you called police and told them, what did they say to you?
He told me, he says, you got who? I said, I got Amanda Berry with me right now. Send the police. Then this dispatcher said, stop playing on this line. You don't got her. I said, well, send the police, moron, and arrest me if I'm lying. They didn't believe me. Now, since so many people have been calling him probably through the years and say, we got her, I understand that you was just a little apprehensive about that call. She called too. Now you got two people calling you 911 at the same time. Somebody can't be lying.
How did Amanda look when you finally rescued her?
She was trembling, happy that she saw someone else other than her captives.
Yeah.
But her main concern was that child. I didn't know what that baby was crying about.
Did she come out with the child?
Yes, and I was like, who's this kid? Yeah. And she said, well, this is his daughter.
His daughter.
And I'm like, well, how? If you were kidnapped, you weren't pregnant then, and then they do the math. Say, I'll be damned. Well,
it's okay. That's all right. I want to point out that police have not yet confirmed that is, in fact, Ariel Castro's daughter, but you said, Charles, that's what you heard yesterday.
That's what Amanda told me,
That's what
bro.
Amanda told you. Okay.
I asked her, I said, why is this child crying for her daddy? Who's her daddy? And she said, Ariel.
Let me ask you this. You touched on this earlier. Has it sunk in just how much attention you're getting. As Aaron was pointing out earlier, you're trending on Twitter. The world is talking about what you did. Your name is all over the place. It's hashtag Chuck Ramsey everywhere. Do you have any idea of the attention that you're getting around the world right now?
I don't even want it, nor looking for it, bro. That's why when they keep saying I'm a hero, let me tell you something. I'm American, and I'm a human being. I'm just like you. I work for a living. There was a woman in distress. So why turn your back on that? My father would have whooped the hell out of me if he had found out that I was cowered out. See, you tough in these bars, but you won't. You beat a woman, but you won't help one out. And you're a man, huh? No, I'm the definition of a man, bro.
Were you ever concerned that Ariel would come back? Were you concerned at all for his
Yes,
safety?
only because I was doing something that I had no business doing, which was prying his door open on his property. So he had every right to, get in some type of altercation with me because I'm on private property. Even though I'm doing a good deed, he's still on my property. You understand what I'm saying? So I was thinking about him, but at the time, and I got, I wish you'd bring my squad with me. I got an entourage.
He's got an entourage.
So we weren't worried about it anyway. That's why I told the police, if we had known about this, you would have never got that call. It'd just been some corners coming, putting a white sheet over somebody, and we'd have went on with our life. Because we'd have handled that, bro.
Another question that we've been wondering is whether the family or police ever went door to door in that neighborhood asking questions about, whether you had seen Amanda or Gina or any of the other missing girls.
Honey, I've been living on this street for a year. I'm from the east side, Richmond Heights. So I've been watching this coverage ever since it came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as I'm hearing, as I'm in the neighborhood, that they did their supposedly thorough duty, and then it just stopped. But then I'm hearing you got social workers that actually went to this house, knocked on the door, but they couldn't get in, so they just stopped going.
As you said, you have an entourage, and your manager over there is saying you have to leave. But let me ask you one last question before you go. You talked about you're not a hero. You were doing what you had to do.
No, bro.
Knowing what you did, knowing the attention that you're getting, knowing how grateful people are that because of you, these ladies are now free. How do you feel today?
Oh, I'm all right. I want to get my hands on him, and then I'll be all right. Put me in the Fed over there with him, and I'll be all right. Other than that, it is what it is, bro. God's smiling on somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Hey, Chuck. Thanks, man.
Oh yeah.
We appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks
Good
for
luck to you.
making time.
You too, bro.
All right.
The hero of this story.
Right.
And that is